So there's been a lot of talk of a new Switch coming soon. Let's get to the video and let's talk about it. Hello everyone, this is Lavon Cason here, back at it again with another video. And there's been a lot of talks lately about new Switch, it coming sooner than later. And what made me want to discuss this topic was a tweet from Beat 'em Ups, which is a Nintendo YouTuber with millions of subscribers. And he had made this tweet saying, okay, Genshin Impact, we need to talk. Where the heck is this Nintendo Switch version? And Direct Feed Games, which is pretty much Nate the Hay, have basically said in development for the Switch DLSS model. And that made me think, could a new Switch come sooner rather than later? Because the reason that I've been saying that is, if you guys notice, every 2 years there's always a new Switch variant. 2017 starting with the OG Nintendo Switch, 2019 with the Nintendo Switch Lite, 2021 with the Switch OLED, and probably 2023 is going to be that Switch DLSS model. Now, you're probably gonna be saying the Nintendo Switch is halfway through its lifespan, that we shouldn't expect a new Nintendo Switch until 2024. Well, let me address that. When it comes to the whole we're halfway through the life cycle of the Nintendo Switch, that's probably meaning like supporting the Nintendo Switch, meaning with software and stuff like that. I don't think that means like, oh, we just gonna keep the same Nintendo Switch, the one with the underclocked Tegra X1 and the one with 4 gigabytes of RAM for the next, 2-3 years. I've heard people say that a new Switch, should be released until 2025, 2024, or heck, I even heard people say 2027, 10, and that would be 10 years. For those of you out there that still have your OG Switches and just don't have enough money to get this, Switch DLSS model, it's okay. It's okay, Nintendo fans. The OG Switch, the one that has the underclocked Tegra X1 and 4 gigabytes of RAM, it will be still supported with the Switch with the DLSS. Like, it'll still be supported. It'll still get games. It'll still get some, smaller third-party games and indie games. It'll still get Nintendo's first-party games. There's a market out there wants more power on a Nintendo Switch. A lot of people like the Switch concept. A lot of people want a little bit more power on their Nintendo Switches. And the Switch DLSS model might satisfy those people. The Nintendo Switch OLED, that satisfies the people that probably mostly play handheld. When is Nintendo going to release something that pleases people that only play it in docked mode? That Switch DLSS is going to satisfy those people that mostly play the Switch in dock mode. When do I think this new Switch is going to get announced? I think it's going to get announced, sometime later on this year, or heck, it could be announced, early this month, or it could be announced in the fall of this year. And then I would expect it to release, either in March or fall of 2023. That's the way that I see it at this point, is that I could see a new and more powerful Switch being released next year. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, here's the big question that we need to ask ourselves. Is Nintendo themselves are going to label this Switch DLSS model as their next generation Switch or their, mid-gen refresh? That's going to be interesting to see how Nintendo markets that Switch DLSS model. It's going to be interesting. Whether it's, like I said, next generation Switch or Switch, mid-gen refresh or Switch Pro, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Nintendo fans, we have got to be real. It is kind of becoming, heck, I think we're at the end, starting to be at the end of the Switch life cycle, if anything, when it comes to hardware, not software, hardware. That's what I honestly think. Software-wise, I think the OG Switch, the one with the Tegra X1 with 4 gigabytes of RAM, like I said, it'll still be supported even when the Switch DLSS model comes out. And believe me, I betcha, I think there will be Switch DLSS exclusives. And that Genshin Impact could be one of them, Hey, Genshin Impact as an exclusive for the Switch DLSS model, But I can see third party doing that. I can see third party doing exclusive games. As far as first party goes, I'm leaning more towards Nintendo is going to do cross-gen, meaning that their first party exclusives, the ones that people worrying about, they're going to be cross-gen. It's going to be on the OG Switch, and it's going to be on the DLSS model. There's no need to worry. For those of you Nintendo fans out there that bought the Switch late or just now getting onto the Switch with the OLED, you'll be just fine. You'll still get your, first-party Nintendo games on those systems. It'll just look a bit more ugly. It'll just look a bit more rough, but you'll still be able to play those Nintendo games. This new Switch discussion, I've been thinking 2022. I figured 2022 was going to be a year to where people are going to start discussing the possibility of a new, more powerful Switch that will be legitimate and eventually will come out in a year. That's my thoughts on the new Switch. I think it's coming sooner rather than later. I think it's coming next year. What do you guys think of a new Nintendo Switch with DLSS? Do you guys think it's coming sooner like I do, meaning next year, or heck, it could come out, late of at the end of this year? Or do you guys think like most or a lot of people in the Nintendo community to where it's going to be 2024 or 2025 or heck, even 2026 or 2027 because of chip shortages and all that other stuff? Man, all I got to say is I just can't see Nintendo, supporting that Tegra X1 chip Switch with 4 gigs of RAM and just being the only Switch for another 5 years. I just can't see it. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching and peace. Hope you guys have a good day. So now that you have made it to the end of the video, I want you guys to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and when you hit that notification bell, you gotta hit all notifications, so that way you can be notified for future Lavon Cason tech videos, future Lavon Cason gaming videos, future Lavon Cason live streams, and also other videos that I do, such as, reaction videos and things of that nature. Bye.